It's Matt Slick Live. Matt is the founder and president of the Christian Apologetics Research Ministry, found online at carm.org. When you have questions about Bible doctrines, turn to Matt Slick Live for answers. Taking your calls and responding to your questions at 877-207-2276. Here's Matt Slick. All right, everyone, welcome to the show. Hey, it's January 2nd, 2026, and we took a lot of time off last year because of holidays, my wife's passing, back on the air now. So as we're back in the saddle, if you would like to give me a call, it is easy. All you have to do is dial 877-207-2276 as usual. I know a lot of people haven't been calling because doing a lot of reruns, and that's just how that has been. But I am interested in talking to you. And if you have a question, I want to talk to you about it. Now, for those of you who may be new listeners, my name is Matt Slick, is my real name. For now and then, I just kind of update people. And so, been doing radio. In fact, oh, that's right. I forgot to tell you, today is my 21-year anniversary of doing radio, 5 days a week. I did 2 years, 1 day a week before this, and so that's 23 years. But today is the anniversary. Back in 2005, 2004, 6, 5, whatever. 21 years, and been enjoying it. Had a lot of different experiences on the radio. It's been a lot of fun, and people still comment that I have a voice for radio. I say thank you. I have a face for radio also, so it works out perfectly. And there you go. So, like I said, if you want to give me a call, the number is 877-207-2276. And you can give me a call now. A couple of updates on some stuff also as well. So, oh yeah, well, that's right. I was going to say thanks to. Hold on a second. That's right. Okay. So I know that people listen, and I want to say thanks to. I gotta get this right. No, wait, what the wrong? Hold on. Hold on a sec. There we go. It's here, the last one I'm looking at. At least someone just sent me a support check, and I just want to say thank you to the Bromleys, and thank you. They listen, and it's really helpful. Thank you very much. Just appreciate that. And that's it. I'm just saying thank you, and people who've been supporting us, this ministry. Now, as long as I'm talking about that, it's not why I brought it up, but hey, here we go. The issue here of our support. We do need support, and it's been tough. Lately, it has been difficult financially with the ministry. It's just how it is. I'm not complaining, not whining, and stuff like that. I'm just saying, hey, we need that support. If you're interested in supporting us, you can do it very easily. Just go to carm.org/donate, and you can get to the information. It'll take you to the product thing. There's also a donate page at the top, or donate link at the top. So we ask $5 or $10 a month, and that's it. And if you can do that, that would be very, very helpful. We would love that. That would be nice. All right. So Jimmy, hey, saying hello, because we've been on for 4 or 5 weeks. Actually, I was on for a few days during, 2 or 3 weeks later, after my wife passed away in November, and it was too early for me. And it's been good. A lot of friends came through, and their compassion, their kindness, and just I'm so thankful for the friends that I have. I have good friends. I had people coming over. In fact, a weekend or two weekends ago, I called it the cacophony of fellowship. Cacophony. We had like 12 people here in the house, guys who flew in from different places and drove down from different places. Peter, we had Andrew, we had Ken, we had Dave, we had a bunch of people from all over, and this irritating guy named Ed Romine, if he's listening, he's a great guy. And so it was just a cacophony of fellowship. Cacophony means just a lot of disparate sounds everywhere. They were talking, they were laughing, they were just loud. And it was a little tough for me because I have sound issues. But what I decided to do was just enjoy the fact that they were having such good fellowship with each other. and they were here to support me. And I just want to say thanks to all the buds out there who are doing that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good people, good fellowship. All right. So one of the things I've been doing also, for me, it's kind of therapeutic. It may sound a little odd, but it's therapeutic when I do theology online. I get on TikTok and I just open up a room and people come in and I just answer questions or have mini debates and things like that. And so I've noticed lately the atheists and the Muslims are coming up using the same arguments against God. It's like, why would an atheist in the first place? Why would an atheist care if I believe in God? But no, they so many atheists are there to specifically, purposely say that God doesn't exist and that I ought to reject him. Who cares? Well, if they're an atheist, what does it matter to them? It's not hurting them, but that's what they want to do. And the Muslims, well, of course, they're just aggressive and rude and mean, and they don't listen. Well, that's for sure. They don't listen. And I had an encounter with two, one each, actually last night, uh, and they use similar arguments, trying to disprove God. And I've got the premises and the arguments and things like that that I want to use, or I'm going to develop an article in to respond to these guys. But first of all, with the atheists, why do they care if I believe in God or if Christians believe in God? I'm not hurting anybody. And if they want to claim moral superiority, or we are homophobic, they're Christophobic, or whatever it is, then I'm just going to say to them, well, give me a reason. What's your moral standard you have by which you say what is true and what isn't true, right or wrong morally? And with the Muslims, oh my goodness. So I'm going to read a surah to you. It's a surah, which is a verse in the Quran. I used it last night on this guy repeatedly. He was very rude, and it's typical of Muslims that they're very rude. And this is Surah 283. And remember, we took a covenant from the children of Israel: worship none but Allah, treat with kindness your parents and kindred and orphans and those in need, speak fairly to people, instead be steadfast in prayer. So this issue of speaking fairly to people, well, this one Muslim, he was, let's just say, difficult, very interruptive, rude, and I called him out on it. I called his attention to that surah, and he said, "Okay, you're right. Sorry, I wasn't being polite." And so then, within 30 seconds, he was being rude again. I called him out on it again, and I said, "Why is it that you're breaking your Quran?" Because they're just so rude. They're domineering. I'll talk about that a little bit. And I called him back on because you're not answering the question. I said, wait a minute. I want to have a discussion with you, but I don't want you to be rude and interrupting all the time. That's what I don't want you to do that. I want to have a discussion. But I don't want you to try and dominate and control, because that's what they try to do. They want to dominate the conversation and control the conversation, demand that you answer certain ways at certain times, certain questions. And if you dare say, I'm sorry, but the question doesn't relate to what we actually believe, they say, yes, it does. You need to answer it. They don't listen. They don't learn. And when I offered this guy, before I finally had to hang up on him, get rid of him because he was just so interruptive. He was just bad. But I said, look, I'll teach you biblical theology, what we actually teach if you want. I've offered that to atheists. I've offered it to Muslims. Now, I've been doing this for years, and guess how many atheists combine them with Muslims? Guess how many of the two groups total have said, yeah, okay, well, I'll meet with you online, and you can teach me the theology so I'm accurately representing Christianity. In all these years of me offering it, zero. Zero. They're not interested in what we actually teach. They're only interested in their agenda. And that was the case in particular with this Muslim last night. And so I told him, I said, look, you've got to, stop interrupting. And I said, I don't want you to interrupt me. And he interrupted. So I got rid of him, and he claimed victory. So, they're such children, and it's really amusing to me. What's up with them, because it's like, no, you didn't have any victory. You're just so rude. We can't even have a conversation. So he was saying this. He was saying Jesus is God, right? And God died So how can God die, right? And I said, well, God didn't die. Now that may confuse a lot of you out there. And so I said, no, God didn't die. By his nature, the divine being cannot die. Dying is a physical phenomena, a biological phenomena that we're talking about in the context here. And I said, that's not something that God can do. And he was stumped a little bit because, well, you said Jesus is God. He said, well, yes, he is. But you said, but he died. Yeah, so therefore Jesus or God died. I said, no, that's not how it works. Let me explain. And he just kept interrupting. And so I thought what I'd do is I go in and explain it here because what this guy typically was not willing to okay, good. What he was not willing to admit was he didn't understand the doctrine of who Christ is. So let me explain. There are two important doctrines to answer this question or this challenge, which isn't really a challenge, but they think it is. It's the first one is the doctrine called the hypostatic union, and that is the teaching that Jesus has two natures, a divine nature and a human nature. Now, the doctrine called the communicatio idiomatum, or the communication of the properties, excuse me, is the teaching that the attributes of those two natures are ascribed to the single person. So Jesus would say, I am thirsty. Jesus would say, I'll be with you always, even to the end of the earth. And so he was claiming the attributes of both natures as the single person. So he says, I am thirsty. I will be with you always. So I said, what we have here is the understanding that only the human nature experienced that death, but the person of Christ experienced it because he has the attributes attributed to him as well as the divine attributes. So in that sense, I said to him, I explained it afterwards because he wouldn't, he just kept interrupting, wouldn't listen because they're so polite. Oh man, Islam's a bad religion. It's a bad religion. And so I said, that's the answer. There you go. I said, I told he was asking the wrong question, and so that's that. And now I'm going to get to what the atheist argument was, and I'll respond to that. So if any of you want to give me a call, it's easy, 877-207-2276. You can also email me a question if you want. You can just send an email to info@carm.org, info@carm.org. I'll probably get to some of the questions there because we're not having any caller, which is kind of unusual. Hope there's no phone problems or anything like that. But maybe it's because we've been out for basically a month and stuff like that. But, it happens. And oh, by the way, that just reminds me, while I was out for a month, I want to say thank you to all of you who prayed and who sent cards and letters of sympathy. Thank you very much. Seriously, I really do appreciate it. It was very nice of you. And I just want to say thanks. And couldn't answer all of them, but it was very nice. So really appreciate that. All right, now let's see. I'm going to get to the argument that that the atheist brought up, and I'll address that and show you why he has a problem. I'll do that after the break. All right, we'll be right back after these messages. If you want, give me a call, 877-207-2276. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Barry McGuire, author of Ignite Your Life, explaining how you can have wholehearted faith regardless of your circumstances. As we step into a new year, it's a good time to pause and ask a simple question. How is God calling you to share our faith right where you are? Evangelism doesn't have to be awkward or scripted. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Most of the time, it starts with everyday conversations, genuine relationships, and showing up with love. In this new year, we don't need all the answers. We just need to be available to listen, to care, and to point people to Jesus through our words and actions. God is already working in the hearts of the people around us, our friends, co-workers, neighbors, family members, and strangers we meet throughout our day. So as this year begins, ask God for compassion, an open heart, and a willingness to step into his purpose for your life, and watch how easy it is to go from never sharing your faith to having the time of your life doing it. Ignite your life. Go to igniteamerica.com.
Here are the contest rules for the Truth Network. Prizes won are not transferable, redeemable for cash, or exchangeable for any other prize. All prizes must be redeemed for the station within 30 days of winning. Only one prize per household from any station of Truth Broadcasting within any 30-day period. The rest of our contest rules are listed under the About Us link at our website, truthnetwork.com. Thanks for playing and listening to the Truth Network.
No man is an island. Who is your tribe in 2026?
This is True Commentary with Stu Epperson, author and host of Truth Talk Live.
The Bible is full of one another's. Encourage one another, serve one another, bless one another, stimulate one another to love and good deeds. Hebrews 10 says to not forsake the gathering, the assembling of ourselves together. Who's your tribe? Who's closer to God because you're on this planet? And who's going to be closer to the Lord in 2026 because you're in their life? You have a Paul who's discipling you. You have a Timothy that you're pouring into. And who are you being a Paul to, and who are you being a Timothy to as well? This is super important because no one is an island. God put us in together in a local church, which is where this happens best, to help each other grow closer to Him and watch Him work in you through your tribe. Find that tribe in 2026.
Join Stu on radio, social media, and his daily Truth Talk Live podcast. Learn more at truthnetwork.com.
Ready? Go.
Okay, doctor.
Operation.
No, the most amazing care.
They changed my life. Higher Hospital for Children! Because people just like you, kids like me, can play in the game of life. Thank you! Go to lovetrends.org right away. Thank
It's Matt Slick Live, taking your calls at 877-207-2276. Here's Matt Slick.
Everybody, welcome back to the show. Okay, so just texted with the producer. Yeah, they're having a phone problem, and he just checked. Whenever he calls in and tests, he gets a busy signal. So, hey, they're working on it. And for those of you who want to ask me a question anyway, you can do it in chat in the text I'm watching. I wanted to talk about an atheist objection against the Bible, but the line isn't working. Okay, that's good. Thank you, Adam Carmichael and Animal Lover. We got these different people there in the chat. I'm looking at also Rumble as well. We've got people in there. I guess so. Here's a question for the people in Rumble. Did you miss me? Did you go through slick withdrawals? I have a question. Can a Christian commit the unforgivable sin, which is a sin against the Holy Spirit? No, because there's a logistical problem to say he does. Now, 1 John 2:19 says they went out from us because they never were of us. If they had been of us, they would have remained. So if someone leaves the faith, it's because they never were in the faith. Now, if someone is a true Christian, can he commit that unforgivable sin, which is, according to Matthew 12:22-32, saying that Jesus did his miracles by the power of the evil one? And so a Christian can't commit it because a Christian doesn't believe it. They don't believe that. They believe Jesus Christ is God in flesh. Furthermore, Jesus canceled the sin debt at the cross. Now, a lot of people don't know that, but Colossians 2:14, having canceled out the certificate of debt consisting of decrees, which is awful to us, he took it out of the way, having nailed it to the cross. So Jesus canceled the sin debt at the cross. Now, let me tell you something. He did not cancel it when you believe. The Bible never says the sin debt's canceled upon your belief. It's canceled at the cross. Colossians 2:14. This is significant. It's a theological surprise to a lot of people, but that's what the Bible says. Colossians 2:14. Now, what happens when you believe is you're justified. At Romans 5:1, Romans 3:28, etc. All right. So, if Jesus has borne your sin, here's a question: if He saves somebody, let's say a guy named Bob, who gets saved at 50. So let's just say hypothetically such a person loses his salvation at 60. Okay, I don't believe it's possible, but just to entertain this scenario. Well, then the question is, when Jesus canceled his sin debt, did he cancel it all of his sin or not all of his sin? Because did he cancel the sins that occur after he supposedly rejected Jesus? Are those paid for by Jesus on the cross? You see, if he did and they're canceled, then he can't go to hell because they're taken care of. So this logistical, logical problem is there for those who would say, well, it can happen, but it can't happen. Like, that doesn't make any sense, okay? Okay, so Laura, I'll look in the private chat there for any questions you put in there. But can't a Christian still have salvation and get sucked back into the world? Yes. Addiction, depression. Yes, that's true. It can. We can be forgiven of our sins and still have struggles with varying things. I certainly have my struggles, even though I'm 69 years old and been a Christian for a long, long time, 52 years. So, still got our struggles. Now, there are some issues here we could say. What kind of struggles are, so to speak, okay, and you're still saved? Not any sin's okay, but is there a level of sin that you can get stuck in that you can't be saved? Well, yeah. If you are in a constant state of adultery and you claim to be a Christian and you have no repentance or conviction, well, then you're not a Christian. You're not regenerate. You're going through the motions. And so then each person we'd have to check individually to see what's going on. Okay, so he's given IT a call about the phone issues. Okay, that's good. Now here's another question. What does it mean to fear the one that can destroy both body and soul in hell? Matthew 25:46, I think it is. It seems to be saying that people that go to hell, their body and soul will be destroyed here. No. So let me check because it's been a while. I think it's Matthew 25:46. No, that's not it. Where is that? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I know what I'll do. I'll do it this way. Bible can destroy body and soul. Okay, I'm going to find the verse and go through some of the issues related to it because I've done a lot of research on the issue of this very topic of annihilationism. And the Christian, okay, when destruction is discussed in the Bible, a lot of people think destruction means that you don't exist anymore, but that's not always the case because destruction can be used different ways at different times in the scriptures. So if I were to go to my website and look up the issue of annihilationism, and I go into destroy both body and soul, and that's Matthew 10:28. Okay, what you'll find is that we have the word that is used there in the Greek. Now I got my notes in front of me. We have the words. We have what it is that we have this. Okay, destruction of the physical life, demon-possessed boy in Mark 9:22. That's physical life. It doesn't mean the soul is destroyed. So we have many instances where cessation of biological life is what's mentioned with the same word that occurs in Matthew 10:28, destroy both body and soul. And so if that's the case, if that word means just don't exist anymore, then we have a problem because the text of the Bible says that you can have cessation of biological life with that word, also cessation of biological and possibly spiritual life, where the exact meaning is not known. For Judas, who perished after he betrayed Jesus in John 17:12. And then there's destruction of people, but it's not stated if there's continued existence or not. And there's many verses like that. And then there are people who are lost but still alive, and that's the same word in Matthew 10:28 that is used for the issue of destruction. So when we see this, we see that the word has a host of meanings, or it's called a semantic domain, in different contexts. And there we go. And the word there is it's apolumi. Yes, it's apolumi. And it means to destroy, to lose. It's used of people who are lost but still alive. It's said of Christians who are destroyed. Since hindered Christians are said to be destroyed. What he exactly meant is not understood. So here's the thing. The conditionalists assume that this verse is speaking of non-existence, but nothing in the verse requires that it be non-existence. The other scriptures where it's referencing people, we find many, many places where the word is used. And for example, in Matthew 2:13, Herod was going searching for the child to destroy him, Jesus. Does that mean that he would not exist anymore? Of course not. But the Pharisees went out and conspired against him as to how they might destroy him. That's Jesus. They wanted to destroy him, Apalumi, excuse me. So the word does not necessitate destruction of life or of the soul. Now, there's another issue that I want to get in with this that is problematic inside of annihilationism in this issue when we get the break. So we'll get back from the break. We'll talk about it. Please stay tuned. If you want to give me a call, give it a shot. See if they're going to work on the phones. But 877-207-2276. We'll be right back.
Ready for some good news? Here's Through the Bible.
He sold his birthright unto Jacob, and Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentil, and he did eat and drink, and rose up, went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. That's the important thing to see at this juncture. This man just sits down, eats a bowl of soup, and for that bowl of soup, he surrendered his birthright. It had no spiritual value to him whatsoever, because nothing that was spiritual meant anything to him. Unfortunately, I'm afraid we got church members that are like that, have no spiritual capacity whatsoever. And that, I think, is the mark of a Christian today, is that one that the Spirit of God can teach and lead and guide.
Get more solid Bible teaching at Through the Bible, ttb.org.
This is Carter Conlon. True Christianity is not found in living for ourselves. It's actually found in laying down our lives for the benefit of others. That's what we teach at our Bible school, Summit International School of Ministry. God calls each of us to do something that might seem small to us, but it is precious and important in His sight. We can't fix the whole world, but we can love one person, pray for one captive, encourage one broken heart. My father's courage taught me that faith is never passive. He left college to fight in World War II as a volunteer. Faith moves, it gives, it stands for others. Jesus lived that way. The church must now live that way. Don't let the comforts of this life rob you of your calling. Find that thing that God wants you to do and do it with all of your heart for the sake of Christ. It's time now, my brother, my sister, to pray.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Another teenager fell victim to fake pills. Smells like big crime that needs to be stopped. Where are these pills coming from? And how are kids getting them? Right from under our noses, crooks are targeting kids on social media and selling them counterfeit pills that could seal their fate with a click of a button. It may seem harmless. Maybe it doesn't even seem like a drug deal, but it definitely is. So before buying pills online, think about this. Should buying prescription pills be that easy? Think these pills are tested and safe? Think they're the same ones you get from a doctor? You know they're not. Did you know that many fake pills contain fentanyl, and an amount small enough to fit on the tip of a pencil can be lethal? Listen, before buying pills from social media, think again. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org and go for real.
It's Matt Slick Live, taking your calls at 877-207-2276. Here's Matt Slick.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the show. Looks like the phones are working. I think we'll just jump onto the phones and just get right in there. Let's get to Jeanette from North Carolina. Jeanette, welcome. You're on the air. Let's see if they're working. Well, maybe they're not working. I don't know. We'll work on that. I can't hear anything, so just let them know. Maybe they can do a little bit of troubleshooting while we're talking here a little bit. Give it a minute, because they had some phone problems. So Jeanette from North Carolina, I don't hear anything, and we'll see what happens. And let's see, right where I call the phone. So what I'm going to do is continue with what I was talking about before the break. And so, Jeanette, or anybody, if it just starts working, just start talking. I'll leave you on right now. Let's try Elijah. Maybe there's just an issue there. Elijah, welcome. You're on the air. Are you there? Okay, there's a problem. All right, so something's up with the phones. That's okay. Things happen. So let me get back to the issue of annihilationism really fast. I'll get to where the producer says I give it a try again. So the issue of destruction. One of the things I learned in studying the issue of annihilationism is something very, very simple. Punishment is always experienced. And this is something that I've never seen them really address. Now, this doesn't mean they haven't. In my research, I didn't see anything. So what does it mean? It's experienced. When someone is punished, they're sentenced to 2 years in jail. They experience the 2 years of punishment. Or when a child is punished, he can't go out and play with his friends for 2 days. That's an experienced duration of that punishment. In annihilationism, punishment is non-existence, but you don't experience it. Just simple. Real simple issue. What their general comeback is, well, you experience the fear of becoming non-existent. And it's really bad. That's the best I've heard from them. And I say, let me get this straight. So you're saying that they're afraid of non-punishment? They're afraid of just nothingness like they were before? That's what you're saying they're sort of afraid of? This is the best they got. And it's a real problem, of course. So it just comes down to a simple thing as that. Annihilationism can easily be refuted by understanding that punishment is experienced. And if you have eternal punishment, it has to be an eternal experience. Now, they go to Revelation 14:11, talks about this. The smoke of their torment goes up forever and ever. They have no rest day and night, those who worship the beast and his image, whoever receives the mark of his name. And when you go to Revelation 20:10, also, it says, and the devil who deceived them was thrown into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are also, and they'll be tormented day and night forever and ever. Does that mean it's going to end? Of course not. And so the punishment is experienced. Well, you know what they do? They say, well, the word in Greek, aionios, forever, aionios toneonion, means age of the ages. So we're going to take it, now we're going to take the meaning age of the ages literally and just say it just means an age. And then you're punished for a little while in an age and then you're annihilated. They do all kinds of mental gymnastics. And then there's problems with that as well, because then it means they're punished for a while and then they are non-existent. Well, wait a minute. If they're punished because they broke the law. They're satisfying the requirements of the law. So why aren't they saved then after meeting the punishment?
Sorry to interrupt. You want to try the phones again?
Just now gonna. Thanks a lot, buddy. All right, let's get to Janet. Hey, Janet, are you there? Okay. Nope, nothing. Let me hold on her and get to Elijah in Pennsylvania. Elijah, are you there? Not hearing anything. I don't know if you guys... Keith, if you can hear them, I can't hear anything. So there's that. Let's try this person here. And welcome, you're on the air. I don't see the information for you yet. Are you there? All right, we're having phone problems. Oh, he can hear them fine, but I can't. Well, that's interesting. I wonder if during the break we should go to Access One and see if it works that way. And let him tell me what to do. We have different ways of getting into the station via the Comrex unit that I have on my desk here. We have different channels we can get in, and sometimes we do things differently. So phones are back up. He can hear them fine, but I can't. Don't know why. And I'm looking. Everything seems to be fine and normal. I haven't touched anything, done anything, and I can't hear him. So let's go back to Janet. Janet or Jeanette? I know someone named Jeanette. Janet, are you there? Are you there? I don't hear you. All right. Well, sorry about that. I'm not hearing. So I'll keep, oh, okay. Thank you for about that information on Access One. Okay. The caller can hear me. but I can't hear the caller. I don't know why. I don't know what's up. I'm looking at the chat we have in our Comrex with the producer, Keith. He's a good guy. So, okay. I don't know what to do other than we'll just wait till he says try it again. I don't know what's going on.
I'd say just keep teaching. I'm on the phone with IT right now.
Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, don't know if everybody could hear him talking there. I hope you can because he's a good guy. He's going to talk to IT about it and see there could be a setting going on at difference. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So the issue here of annihilationism doesn't work. Kirk Cameron is apparently leaning towards that. And I tried to contact him. I used to have his cell phone. I don't know if he just changed it or not. And I texted him, said, why don't we talk about this? And didn't hear back. So it could be a different line, or it could be that, he doesn't want to talk. I don't know. He's a real nice guy. He is. Kirk Cameron's a great guy. Now, if someone believes in annihilationism, it does not mean they're not Christian. It just means they have this problem with this view. And basically what it is that God will not punish somebody for eternity, that he's going to annihilate them so they stop existing, and then the punishment ends. And this is problematic because punishment is eternal and punishment is experience. You can't have eternal punishment on someone who doesn't exist. That's not punishment. That's just nothing. And if they are punished for a while and then they are annihilated, then, like I said earlier, then the problem is that they've satisfied the requirements of the law because their punishment is due to the sin that they've committed. Sin is breaking the law of God, 1 John 3:4. So if they've broken the law of God, and there's a concomitant requirement and duration that satisfies that law, and upon that they should be redeemed because they satisfy the law. So what they have a problem now is called double jeopardy, is that they've satisfied the requirement of the law in their punishment, and then they get punished again by annihilationism, which is double jeopardy. It doesn't make any sense. Let's see. Here's a question. God created animals for man's use and dominion in Genesis 1:26-28, and Isaiah 43:7, who I created for my glory. Yeah, that's right, man. It is stated that man was created for Christ's glory. So in the context, are the animal souls saved or lost? Do animals have souls to begin with? Humans have souls. Humans are the ones who are made in the image of God. Animals are not. Animals are not made in the image of God. And so when we compare the issue here of what is that life thing in an animal, it's not the same thing as a human soul. We can't say that animals have souls. We're made in the image of God, which means the communicable attributes. So he loves, we can love. He hates, we can hate. He thinks, we can think. He does them perfectly, we do them imperfectly. The incommunicable attributes of God are such things. He's everywhere, but we cannot be everywhere. He knows all things. We do not know all things. So those are called the incommunicable. They cannot be communicated to us, but the communicable attributes can be communicated to us. We can love. We can hate. We can be reasonable. We can worship. We can sing. We can do things. These are the attributes that come out of God's essence and his nature that allow us to do these things. These are not possessed by animals. So it's not the case then that animal souls are saved or lost. But here's a question. Well, then can they sin? I don't see them being able to sin because it's like saying, can a tree sin? I don't believe so. Can a dog sin? I don't believe so. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I understand. So there would be no redemptive necessity for them. Furthermore, if animal souls or spirits, let's just say life force, is not the same as human, we have the attribute of eternality in the sense that once we're created, we continue to exist. But they don't have that because that's an attribute of God's nature and not animal nature. So then are we going to have the same pets in heaven? People often wonder that. Their favorite dog, their favorite cat, favorite whatever, be with them in heaven. I can't answer the question. I don't know if it says that or doesn't say it, if that's going to happen or not. The Bible doesn't address it. But it does say there's going to be animals, it looks like, on the reconstituted earth. And but is it your pets? I don't know. We'll be right back after these messages. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
A simple smile can light up a whole room. And for 25 years, Smile Train has been lighting up the world with smiles. As the world's largest cleft lip and palate charity, Smile Train has supported over 2 million life-changing surgeries in over 90 countries. Visit smiletrain.org/learn to learn how Smile Train is supporting the cleft community all over the world. Smile Train, lighting up the world with smiles for 25 years.
To the big-hearted, the bold, the teachers, the growers, the builders, the change makers, we need you. We are the Peace Corps. In more than 60 countries, we go the distance to make a difference. We're volunteers, partners, communities, bringing our experience, joy, and passion to building a better world together. Are you looking for more? Then we are looking for you. Join us at peacecorps.gov.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
This is John MacArthur with more Portraits of Grace. Have you noticed how many people seem hopelessly preoccupied with a quest for personal identity and self-worth? That's sad, yet understandable. You see, God created us to bear his image and enjoy his fellowship forever. But sin has blinded unredeemed man to his true purpose, leaving him with an identity crisis of monumental proportions. However, a true sense of identity is the legacy of every Christian. It comes from knowing that before the world began, God set his love on you and personally selected you to be his child. So don't allow sin, Satan, or circumstances to rob you of your sense of identity. Instead, rejoice in knowing you belong to God himself. This is John MacArthur praying you are continuing to be Portraits of Grace.
It's Matt Slick Live, taking your calls at 877-207-2276. Here's Matt Slick.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. Let's try it again. They're working on the phones. Let's see if we can get to Jeanette or Janet. Are you there?
Yeah.
Good. Now I hear you. Everything's fine now. Good. Okay.
There's like an echo on my end, but I can hear you.
Well, okay. You're the first caller of the year, so that I'm talking to. So well, there you go.
Well, great. Well, I really wanted to call for that reason. I just felt like it's a new year, and I wanted to wish you a happy new year, and hopefully you'll have a lot of blessings that comes this year for you. So I wanted to tell you that.
Well, I appreciate that. Certainly need them. We all do. We all need those blessings. That's right.
That's true.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I really wanted to wish you a happy new year. So I'm glad I'm the first one to be able to do that. So great.
Well, good.
And I only had a quick question, I guess.
Sure.
Or I kind of want to know your opinion, actually. So I call periodically about a church that I'm going to in Raleigh, the Vintage Church that I was telling you about. We talked about it before.
Okay.
And it looked like it's a pretty okay church. But I just realized I've been going there for over a year now. And I know you're not big on membership, but it doesn't bother me. I don't mind that part. But I'm getting to the point now where it's like, what do I do? Do I make a commitment to this church, or do I I don't know how to feel about it. But I'm like, I've been going long enough. So.
Well, why don't you talk to the elders about it? See what they say. There are advantages to church membership, okay? And it's not unbiblical, nor is it biblical. It's a neutral thing. So it's up to you. And talk to the elders and see what they have to say. And tell them some guy named Slick told them to talk to you. Talk to her. See what they say.
And they did say if I had any questions to ask them. And theologically, I don't think I have anything that I need to ask them. I mean, I know their views. They're pretty much a fundamentalist church, which is fine with me. But I don't know. It's just something about making that final commitment. It's like getting married or something. It just feels weird.
I know. It's like they can come, knock on your door, get in the house and go, okay, now we got to talk. Anytime they want. It's like, that's why I get nervous about that kind of stuff. But but generally, from what I understand, church membership is good, in a lot of ways. I was a church member in the PCA. In order to go into ministry as a minister, I had to become a church member. So I went through the process just to, to do what was necessary. And when I started going to a different church, when things didn't work out, they contacted me and said, well, what's going on? I said, oh, I'm doing this now. And to let you guys know, they won't be coming back. Not, being mean or anything, just moving different direction. They said, okay, thank you. And that was it. It was good. And they said they updated the records. And so that kind of thing. So, yeah. But some churches, they get very legalistic about it. Some can be very uppity about it. I was having a conversation with someone today about certain aspects of difficulties, let's just say, that some elders want to, a little tight. Okay.
I don't know. I was just thinking about it. I said, I'll call you and ask you what your opinion is. But, I'm going to still muddle through a little bit. I'm going to try to hold them off a little bit longer. But
there you go. Yeah.
Or anything, but they have to ask. Huh?
Yeah, I don't recommend people do it or not do it. That's their own decision. I don't want to ever join a church and become a member. It may change, but that's just me. And that's it. People are different, and that's it. Okay.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, thank you, man. I'm not gonna hold you up. I think you got a lot of callers trying to get through.
We got a few. That's right.
Yeah, you got a few. So I'm gonna let them get in here too to talk to you. But I wanted to say Happy New Year, and I'm praying that you have a good year. Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Really need it too.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you.
Great. And I'll be in touch. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. All right. Oh, sorry about that. That was Janet from North Carolina. Just want to take a moment to let you guys know out there, in all seriousness, we do need your support financially. We really do. And if you'd be so kind as to support us, because we need it. So if you go to carm.org, at the top of the page, you'll see the donate option. It's very simple to do. You can set up a recurring. We like $5, $10, $15, $20 a month, that kind of a thing. It's not that much if enough people do that. And one of the things I notice that they'll say, well, doing $10 a month, it won't make or break me if I stop it with Carm. A lot of people say that. And then you can see what happens. So let's get to Elijah from Pennsylvania. Elijah, welcome. You're on the air.
Hey, Matt. Happy New Year. Glad the phones are working.
Yeah, that's right. So, what do you got, buddy? What's up? And thanks. Happy New Year to you too.
Yeah. It's interesting how you started off the show talking about atheist objections against the Bible, and that's exactly what I wanted to talk to you about today.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you familiar with the common atheist argument that atheists like to say that the serpent never lied in the garden, but God did?
Yeah, I've not had them actually say that to me. I think maybe but once or twice, and that is easy to stomp into the dirt where it belongs. Yeah, it's a dumb argument. It really is dumb. Yeah.
Yeah. So they like to say because I was watching the atheist, I think it was like last week. He has his own channel, and he has people call in, and I've heard Aaron Raw make a similar argument like a year ago. But anyway, the guy was saying that in the Hebrew, where it says that God said that on the day that you eat of the fruit, you will surely die. He said that the Hebrew word means that you're going to die a physical death. It doesn't mean a spiritual death. And I know how I would respond to that, and I would want to know how you respond to that. And also, there's another refutation that I have after you give your response to that, but it's in regards to verse 1. But go ahead.
Okay.
How would you respond to that?
Well, first of all, words mean what they mean in context. And if the atheists think that the Jews and all Christians are that stupid that we can't figure out, oh, you mean the word die only means physical? Is that what they think? You know, you're all stupid. We atheists, we figured it out. And you guys have never seen it. Or if you have, you're just denying it. This is the kind of attitude that they have because they're in their arrogant self-superiority. They think so. The words mean what they mean in context. This is the first mentioning of the word die. So what's the context of it, of dying? Because it says, in the dying you will die. It's a continued action. And so when they take one word like die and it means this or that, what they're doing is they're using what's called a semantic domain. And they might find where a semantic domain has 80% of a meaning of a word this way and 20% another way. Well, therefore, it means 80% in all cases. No, it doesn't. So the argument doesn't work because the Jews knew exactly what it meant. Christians have known this for years. Scholars are in on it. And it's just in the Hebrew, it's in the process of dying, you're going to die. It's not like instantaneous. Your physical body's going to die right there. That's not what it is in the day you eat from it. So what we understand it to be is a spiritual death that was going on. And the atheists should know this argument. And the fact that they would bring it up counter to what the answers are, it just shows that they're just desperate. They're just desperate. They couldn't argue their way out of a wet paper bag on a centrifuge if it was pointing out. They couldn't get out. Okay?
Yeah, my response would be a little bit different. Because okay. If they want to go with the physical death route, then I would say this. Because I would say about a year or two ago, I had learned this little detail in Genesis 3 that I never really paid attention to. I don't know if you heard of this before, but there's a theory that God may have sacrificed an animal, which is why he was able to bring them, I think it's animal fur to put on them for clothing.
Right. Yeah.
So if that's the case, then maybe God would have probably killed them for committing that sin, but instead of killing them, he showed them mercy by shedding blood for them. Right then and there.
Right. It's called the proto-euangelion. And it means the first mention or the first typological representation of the gospel. Now, the one who was walking with Adam and Eve in the garden was the pre-incarnate Christ. We can't say it was Jesus because Jesus didn't exist until 2,000 years ago, from our perspective here, because that's the union of divine and human nature and the incarnation. This is the pre-incarnate Christ, second person of the Trinity, walking with them. And even though it doesn't say an animal was killed, we can conclude logically that an animal was killed because in Leviticus 17:11, without the shedding of blood is no forgiveness of sins. And Berit is a covering, a covenantal covering. And so what happened is he covered them with animal skins. The implication certainly is an animal was killed in order for them to have life. This is pointing to the death of Christ on the cross, thousands of years later. So yeah, this is it's commonly understood that way, and that's good insight for you. Good.
Okay, and my last thing, real quick. All right, so back to them saying that the serpent never lied, but God did. Okay, there's a really good YouTube channel that I found recently. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but he has great Bible studies, and he was doing a Bible study on Genesis 3, and he pointed this out. And I was like, this is interesting. The atheists always say that the serpent never lied, but he definitely did. So right here in Genesis 3:1, it says, the serpent said, "Did God really say you can't eat from any tree in the garden?" And the Bible teacher was like, right here, the serpent actually did lie. He twisted God's word, because we go back in Genesis 2:15 through 17. Specifically in verse 16, it says, and the Lord commanded the man, "You are free to eat from any tree of the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil." So right there, God said you can eat from any tree except for one, but the serpent said, "Did God really say you can't eat from any?" twisting God's word. And I don't know if atheists know this or not, or if they're being deceptive, but
That's a good point. I
know,
never thought of that before. That's a good point.
yeah,
I like that. Hey, man,
yeah,
good stuff. Yeah, I'm going to steal that one and use it. Good stuff.
yeah. That's a good refutation to the
Mhm.
atheists. You know, what's fascinating is that atheists, they're so wicked in their hearts. They don't even see it because they're willing to defend Satan and call Satan the good guy and call God the evil monster.
Yep. It means the judgment of God is upon their hearts. They're given over to the lie to believe and promote that lie. Romans 1:18 through 31 talks about it. Yeah. It's bad. Those poor people on the day of judgment. I hope they repent before the judgment of God falls upon them. Yeah, Romans 1:18 through 32. Okay. Because check this out. The wrath of God, verse 18, the wrath of God is revealed against all ungodliness and unrighteousness. And it goes on, because they suppress the truth of God in their unrighteousness. I'm skipping all kinds of stuff. Go down to the verse 32. And although they knew or know the ordinances of God, that those who practice such things are worthy of death, they not only do the same, but they give hearty approval to those who practice them. So they promote the denial of God and the practice of evil. And that's what these guys are doing. Yep.
Yep. I even remember
There's the music, brother. Hey, hold on a minute. We got to go. There's the music. You got a good thought going? I know, but we don't have enough time. It's okay, Elijah. Sorry about that, brother. All right, man. Call back. All right, brother. God bless. Hey, sorry about that, Alberto. And may the Lord bless you all. Our first show of the year. Little tech problems, but we got through them. And by God's grace, we're back on the air on Monday. We'll talk to you then. Have a great weekend, everyone. God bless. All right, you guys hear me okay? Good. Nice shirt. Good color on you. With the halo effect of the light over your head.
Well, that is appropriate, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's right. Well, a little bit of a tech issue today, but we got through it. That's okay.
Yeah. I got to take Debbie's computer to the Geek Squad today. It's completely messed up.
What's it doing?
It's got the App Store virus.
Okay.
I think it's called Google App Store. Somehow it got in there. It goes back to it won't shut the motor won't shut off. The screen comes up with put in your PIN number, and it says something happened. Your PIN number can't be.
Okay. Well, let me tell you, you can save yourself a little bit of money, probably. What you do.
It's paid for. We paid for that big.
Oh, you already got it. Then okay,
Yeah.
then just go in and do it. Okay. There's a way to do it yourself, but okay.
Yeah, I went through YouTube tutorials on how to do all kinds of things. Start it up a certain way, take it off the Wi-Fi, do it safe mode, and all this crap, and none of it worked in the end. So
okay.
It had me unload the Hive and all kinds of stuff.
All right. Wow. We used to have, when I was a computer tech, we had this CD, and it cost, this is back in the 90s, it cost $600. And so we weren't allowed to make copies of it and give it out to this people, and people have a virus like that. And what we would do is we turn the machine off, start it up into BIOS, and then make sure that it started booting to the CD. And then this thing would go in and put its own little pseudo OS on the system. And then you had all kinds of power. It would get you into stuff,
Well, there was a tutorial on how to make a USB as a boot disk on another computer. So I tried that.
Good for you.
but for some reason that got cranky.
What you have to
And
do, see, it'll look for booting. There's a C drive,
yep,
and it'll boot to that first. It looks for the boot
yep,
sector. Okay, so you have to go into BIOS and say, don't look there first. Look at the USB port first.
yep.
If that's it, you have to change it. Did you do that so that it worked?
Yeah, it had me hold certain keys and restart, so I had a
Yeah.
blue screen with a couple of boxes that
Right.
said I
But
could
did you
do things.
set the boot order to the USB?
Yep, it had me do that. It had me go into
Okay.
the configuration thing where you put in the code.
All right. Looks
Everything
like
worked. Everything worked until the very end. When I restarted it, it still came up and it wouldn't work. So
okay. And you can also boot it into safe mode, or you can also go boot it into DOS and run command line. There's command line
but
virus,
no,
but whatever. You got it. This is how you learn, though. This is what you do to learn.
yeah, DOS,
And
it gives me shivers down my spine.
oh, it's easy. You just go in, you just copy a DOS command and put it in there. They
I know
write it
you
out.
told me it was easy. You put some on a napkin one time when we were having coffee in a restaurant. You go, see, this is all you do. You handed it to me, and I'm going, what? Did this come down from an alien ship or something?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess no one else is coming in, so
Well,
that's okay.
we didn't. Charlie didn't put out the invitation, probably not knowing if you wanted to do that or not.
Well,
Because
let's put it in there.
We can put the invitation in.
All right.
Well, if you want me to, I will.
Okay.
I got it. Put it out there.
Okay.
Where'd you put it?
I put it in the chat. Oh, and by the way, Matt, the reason why I couldn't find Rumble is because you did it under Carm, not under Matt Slick Live. In Rumble, we have Carm, we have Carm Bible studies, we have Matt Slick Live. So try to remember tomorrow and do it in Matt Slick Live instead.
I did the same thing. Yeah, I know. I did the same thing. I always do the very same way, and they changed. It's Matt Slick Live.
No, it's under Carm.
Wait, is it supposed to be under Carm or supposed to be under Matt Slick Live?
It's supposed to be under Matt Slick Live, not Carm.
So I don't know what happened because it's what? But yeah, it's just weird. What? That's weird.
Yeah. Well, you pulled
look at this.
You pulled a fast one, and she figured it out.
No, it's they changed something because I just now noticed something. The user profile says as Carm.org, but the one underneath, I always go to the top level. It's always been the same. As I could share the screen and show you, it's always the same. But they switched something, so now it's the second row instead of the top row. So okay.
Well, the link Laura gave me finally got me there. So
okay. Well, well, hey, little tech issues, and we'll figure it out.
It's a new year.
That's right.
I mean, it wasn't bad. There was still, I think we had like 22 people in there, which is, lower than normal. But if they're not subscribed to all of that, they wouldn't have got the notifications.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well.
This was good. Even with the no phones working, you got to teach. There was questions that came in the chat. That was just good.
Do you know what the glitch was with the phones? Did Keith tell you? No. He just fixed it?
They just fixed it. That's all. They're just working. It's
On
all
their
they've
end?
done.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it was their end, not you.
Yeah, it was on their end.
Okay, so
they had to reboot this or that, or just they did something. So it's it's okay. Things happen. Not a big deal. All right.
It's just that I like to catch you doing things wrong sometimes. It makes me feel superior.
Oh, good. I like that. That's right. Well, good. All right then.
Well, we'll be back in the groove on Monday, I guess, Lord willing.
Lord willing. Just try it. All right then.
Nobody came in on the link, so
okay.
I don't know. I'm gonna run to the Geek Squad. And
Yeah,
hope
let's
they
set it.
don't run when they see me and Debbie coming, because we've given them some whopper of problems. They see us coming, they might go hide.
Oh, it looks like some people are asking to come in. I wonder if Facebook is blocking it.
Probably.
Because the people who are questioning are from Facebook.
Okay. Yeah, don't know what to tell you.
Well, there's the link right there again, and there it is again.
Yeah.
Weird.
One of them finally, looks like a few of them finally went through. So, yeah, Facebook is just really good for blocking. So if y'all want to be in a place where you're not going to have things hidden, go to Rumble. We love you there. So come to Rumble and watch Matt Slick live in Rumble, and you'll be sure to get everything.
I'm enjoying X myself.
You're enjoying X? You mean it's on X?
Yeah, I'm posting in there. Yeah, on
okay.
Carm.
Okay. Well, good.
Carm. Wait a minute. It's got Matt Slick Live 1/2/26. It looks good. You're not on X yourself?
Yeah. Well, I don't look at it. I mean, but it's working.
Okay. I'm in as myself. I don't know how to switch to being Carm like I was before.
Bottom left-hand corner. Click on the icon and what your account is.
Yeah.
There's a good yawn.
You're good at those.
Oh, there it is. You're right.
All right.
Just click on the icon. The hilt. I missed that.
Okay.
Well, I don't think anybody's going to come in. So, Matt, go ahead and do what you got to do.
That's right. I got things to do. And we'll talk to you guys later, okay?
All right. God bless you guys.
God bless everybody. All right. Happy New Year.